Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Stay Focused podcast. Today, I got a very special guest, someone who I just met recently, but I've been tapping into his music. We've been networking back and forth. So I want to introduce y'all, man, to Rio 24K.
Yes, sir.
Man,
Appreciate you.
tell the people where you from.
Man, I'm from Miami, Florida, bro. NMB to be exact. I'm living right now in Atlanta, but born and raised down in Miami, man. That's home 305 till I die.
What got you to Atlanta?
Multiple things, man. I knew I wanted to get back to the music, so I knew Atlanta was where I needed to be. And then also, that cost of living, bro.
Oh yeah. I can see that. That's like the main thing I could see because I think if I was in Miami, I don't think you could pull me out of Miami, bro. Like that's somewhere I love the beach. Obviously, I told you I'm headed to Florida next week, so
Yeah.
that's like my spot. I've been to Miami once, but yeah, it was a very short trip.
Miami ain't you gotta know how to carry yourself when you go to Miami. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, I'll remember that next time. Next time I go, I'm gonna tap in with you before I go. To
I got you. I got you. I got you. I'll get you some spots. If you're trying to eat, bro, I'll get you some good spots to eat at, bro.
for sure. I'm small, but I can eat too.
I feel you.
How did you get your name? Rio 24K. Where did that come from?
So Rio is Mario. My name
Okay.
Mario.
Okay.
So I just cut that. And then, if I'm being honest with you, when you type in Rio, you're going to see Brazil. You're going to see everything pop up. And then the 24K part, that just came from when I got baptized, when I came to Christ. So the 24K just being the purest form of gold
Okay.
was just meaning me being the purest form of me in Christ.
Right.
That's it.
Right, man. And you've been on. How long have you been doing CHH?
Man, on and off for like 9 years, bro.
Okay.
So I took like 3 years off from 2021 to just this year. I came back just this year, but on and off. So actively, bro, I've really only been doing it for like 5 years.
Okay. And did you do like anything before that? Before you were in this space, did you have like the worldly stage too, like I did?
Yeah, I got Cash Carter, man. That was my secular rap name, man. I still got some mixtapes up on Dat Fifth
Oh,
and
for
everything.
sure. You went by
Yeah.
what? Cash Carter?
Yes, sir.
Carter. How long did you do that, or when did you start actually doing music?
I started music when I was what 17, right after I graduated. So it's been what 10 years now, 10, 12 years now.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in the same boat then, pretty much, because this is my first year in CHH as a whole. Um, I was always the positive artist. I say it all the time on this podcast, but I was a positive artist that I tried to walk the moral life of God, but I didn't really make too much Christian music. It was more love songs, and then it kind of went into like grinding, getting money type stuff, like probably the Cash Carter type stuff, like. But I'm here now, man. And I'm so grateful that God kept His hands on me and got me to this space. I'm surrounded by so many brothers now, and that's why I'm trying to connect with people like yourself and just have more people on that team. So we're all in it for the same reasons and just to keep going together. That's a beautiful thing to me.
Nah, bro, you definitely moving, bro. Like I came across your music probably like a month or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you. I think it was an ad I seen.
Okay.
So once I seen the ad, I paid attention from then, and then I think probably like a week, 2 weeks ago,
Yep.
or maybe 3 weeks ago, I commented. I'm like, oh yeah, this is fire.
Yeah, and you had
So
just dropped. I think you just dropped Honest. I think you had just dropped Honest, and I saw you get posted too, and that's when I think I followed you back, or I think I followed
yeah,
you. Yeah,
yeah. So once I heard that, bro, I'm like, oh yeah, this dude fire, man. So
man, I appreciate it,
just
man.
tapped in, bro.
Yeah, I
Good
appreciate
music
it,
is
bro.
good music, you know what I'm saying? And I, the type of way I carry myself, bro, is like if you dope and your music is for the faith, bro, I'm tapping in.
That's it.
It is what it is. You got me as a supporter. I don't gotta know what you're doing. As long as I know you solid,
Right.
I'm tapping in. I'm supporting.
Same. Absolutely the same. And like I said, I'm trying to grow and network with as many people as possible because man, that's something I never had. Like the music that I was doing, like I never had that band of brothers. Like I was doing the positive stuff, but I would fall off because it was just me. I didn't have people around me that were like encouraging that. It was really hard to stay on that path. So I'm very grateful, and I don't say it enough, but I say it often that I'm very grateful for the people that I've met along the way that helped me get to where I'm at now. Because like you, I started doing gospel music in 2020, 21, right after my dad had passed away. But I wasn't a CHH artist yet. I was still working with secular artists. Even though I had tapped in with some CHH artists, but I never got any interaction or responses. So I was like, man, I went back and started working with secular artists making gospel music. So the album that I have out now, Purpose, is with secular artists. It's not with any CHH artists. But these of course lately has been strictly CHH music. Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah, man. I love what you're doing, bro. I love what you're doing.
man, let's talk about this EP, bro. I was jamming it today, bro. I jammed that Invincible song probably 10 or 15 times today. Like that
Yeah,
that's my jams.
appreciate it.
I definitely want to
Appreciate
talk
it,
about
man.
the EP. And really, before we get into that, the relationship with you and Knack Daniels. I know y'all got a lot of history together. How did y'all meet, and what is y'all's relationship both in music and outside of it?
Yeah, so I knew of Knack for years, bro. Like we from the same city.
Okay.
It's just Knack is from a different side of the tracks than I am.
Yeah.
I would say Knack is more of the happy, keep a smile on his face.
Right.
I'm more of the aggressor. You know what I'm
Got
saying?
you.
If you knew us prior to Christ, then you'll see that. So we from the same city. Knack actually went to school with my older brother. So I knew of Knack. Knack was rapping in the world too. He was always dope. I always was a fan of his music.
Yeah.
Came to Christ. He was in Christ. Came across him at a couple concerts down in the city. Got his number. Probably tapped in every now and then with each other. But last year I was in that stage where I was like, man, it's time to make music again. Like I've been going to therapy. I've been spiritually strengthening myself, bro. And I'm like, man, I got to tap back in. I got to get to the music. So I put up some unmixed, like just here goes some music, but it's a sign of listen, I'm coming back, right? For those who were already tapped in with me.
Yep.
So Knack hit me, and I told Knack, I'm like, bro, we were supposed to do a joint project a minute ago, bro. It's time to get one in. So Knack was like, man, he with it. It just so happened that 2020 Knack took time off. I took time off 2020. So that EP was really both of our first times getting back in the studio.
Oh, okay.
So I sent him a whole bunch of beats. I'm like, Knack, these the beats I got, bro. Let's run it.
Right.
He was like, for sure, bro. I went down. I flew down to Miami one weekend. We knocked out the EP, and it just been up since then.
So he's still down there in Miami.
Yeah, he's still down there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was just down. I was just down there like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I linked up with him.
And this project came out, let me see, it came out in
March.
March 15th. So it's been out a few months now, but man, I'm just now getting hip to your like your catalog anyway. Obviously I was hip to Honest, and then I had to do a deep dive, and so obviously I went into the EP, and I definitely want to do a deep dive into it because it's only 5 songs. So obviously I told you that first song, Invincible, bro, that's my jam. I hope to see a video of that one soon.
I gotta talk to Knack. I gotta see what he's trying to do.
Yeah, that video is. I mean, that song is dope, man. So
I appreciate that.
we'll into that song because I know that song is very motivating. It's very inspirational. The lyrics and everything. I'm a put all your descriptions all your links in the description so people can check it out for sure, and probably post a snippet of it too.
Yeah, man. With Invincible, bro, it was me just sitting at the table, bro, and Invincible was really battling myself, bro. It was talking to myself through that hook. And the same with Knack. It's really just him talking to himself in that hook. It's just, when you speak to yourself through music, bro, when you make music, bro, when you make that music, bro, and you just speaking from your heart, a lot of times you speaking from other people's heart.
That's it.
And you just saying what other people been feeling. So Invincible, that's how it came about, bro. When you like, man, I'm ready to face my fears, bro. I'm not gonna let this whole I ain't been doing it in a while hold me back. I'm not gonna let nothing hold me back from getting to where I want to get to,
Right.
and using the talent that God gave me to make sure that what we have, what He gave us, can bless other people, bro. Because if that song motivated you, then that's a part of the mission. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And I
So
think it definitely spoke to me, so I can definitely vouch and say that I'm pretty sure it spoke to other people as well. And like you said, when we do a song, yeah, we're writing about like our testimony, our personal walk with Christ, or even before Christ, and other people relate to that because they've been through same thing or similar situations. So I definitely take that to heart whenever I'm writing a song or lyrics, and I'm hoping anyway that I can help someone who might be struggling with something that I struggle with too, and even outside of music, like talking to people about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
nah, I'm sure you know, bro. Because I forgot what song I was listening to, man. It had the Kill Bill. It was your song. It had the Kill Bill sample in it.
Is it the one with Kirko?
No, it was you by yourself.
I'm not.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm not familiar with the sample. I'm probably not familiar with the
and maybe
sample.
that's probably where I remember it from.
Yeah.
But the beat had this. I'll send you the song I'm talking about.
Okay.
But I was listening to it too, and you were speaking pretty much the same, man. Let me see real quick.
Yeah,
I was
man.
vibing to it today.
Yeah, that's definitely what I try to do. I try to reach out to people who may be struggling with, there's things that I went through, with losing my dad. I know people lose loved ones all the time, and so I try to reach out and kind of share like some hopefully some wisdom to help him get through it. Obviously, most of it is just lean on God and trust Him throughout the process, but things like that, just trying to be with someone who may be feeling alone during that time.
Yeah, man. For you to lose your father, man, I can imagine how much that has changed you
Yeah.
and how much you've grown and how much emotionally and even your faith. Some people I know I've heard. I mean, I haven't been in that. I haven't experienced that, but I can understand how that may strengthen your faith
It
and
does.
even rock your faith at times.
It probably, I think it starts out rocking it for sure, because you're like, why, why is this happening? But then as you grow and as time goes on, you lean on God, and your relationship with God grows even. As long as you trust in Him, don't go away from God, don't give up on God, and you got to really lean on God for that strength, and that's a strength I never thought I had. That was probably, it was the hardest time of my life, and it was only 5 years ago. So, um, from to come where I'm at now, yeah, it's definitely grown me in more ways than just one, for sure. Yeah.
My bad, bro. I'm looking for your song, bro.
Ah, you're good. The next song we got on there. Oh, you found it?
I think so, bro. But I'm trying to stay tuned. But it was either stay focused or to the end.
Oh, okay. I think someone had told me about a Kill Bill sample, but I don't think I'm familiar with it, so I don't know which song it was either.
Yeah, Kill Bill's an old
Yeah.
movie. I think that movie came out like 2000, bro. I was like 10, 11.
Yeah, that's the Uma Thurman. I know the movie. I don't think I've seen the movie. I don't think I've seen
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
an old movie, bro.
Yeah.
I was in elementary when that thing came out.
Yeah. Yeah, we about the same age. I think. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I'm in my early 30s, bro.
Yeah, I'm 32.
Yeah, I'm 34, brother.
Yep. So we close. We close. We right there.
It's just when you have kids, you get older. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
I've got, how many you got? I got three.
Yeah, I got three too. I
Okay.
got two boys, one girl.
I'm the opposite. Two girls, one boy.
Yeah, I started early, bro. You know I had my first son at 20.
Oh, okay. Wow. So he's what, 14 now?
Yes, sir.
Wow, man. I can't imagine. I got seven, 5, and 1.
Yeah, there you go, bro. You going to work?
7, 5. There's a little gap in there. 7, 5, and then 1. My son was just born, and that was a roller coaster of emotions right there.
Yeah, I can imagine. Is that your only son?
Yep, that's my only son. My first.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. So it was, yeah.
The two daughters gonna take your heart, bro, and then that only son. It's a different beast.
Yeah, it's
That's the
crazy.
one you take under the car with you. You got to go ahead and fix stuff with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a different motivation having a son. Obviously, you want to mold your daughters, but when you have that son, it's like that extra pressure comes because you want to raise him to be the man that you need him to be. And my dad he always did that for me. So I just kind of try to use what he taught me and try to help my son. Obviously, when he gets older and I can teach him more things too. But just not having him around was crazy.
Yeah, bro. Like what you grew. I'm assuming you grew up with your father.
Yep, super close
That's
with my father. Yep.
yeah, that's amazing, bro. To have that relationship with a adult male,
Yeah.
like, bro, like that's so rare. Even though it shouldn't be,
Right. Exactly.
but that's so rare in certain communities. You know what I'm saying? So to see that, that's such a blessing, and that's what I want to give to my kids.
Absolutely.
That wisdom, that knowledge, so many things that, bro, like my dad was there. I had a relationship with my dad, but my dad, unfortunately, he he had to take life how it came to him. You know what I'm saying? So emotionally, he had to grow.
Yep.
So I give my old boy some grace, but in my younger years, I had to be a little rough and tough with my brothers.
For sure. I was the only child too, so that might have helped my relationship with my dad too. Like I didn't have to share anything, or it was just me and him and mom. It was just us. I
That's a
didn't.
blessing.
Yeah. So now I got three.
Yeah, that's a blessing, bro.
I got three in my house. My wife has a bigger family than I had. Like she's got a whole squad of brothers and sisters. She got two sisters and a brother. So obviously I got niece and nephews and all that type of stuff too. So it's like
Yeah,
one big family now.
that's what's up, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah, man. What led you to where you're at now? What was the transitioning or the moment in your life where you said, "Okay, I'm done with this worldly stuff, the Cash Carter stuff, and now I'm gonna be Rio 24K." What happened in your life that just said, "Man, I need to get right with God and really pursue that path"?
It's a long story, man, but I'm gonna make a long story short. Um, I was a scammer.
Mm-hmm.
I sold some weed. I was a gang member.
Okay.
That's the nutshell part.
Right.
Um, I would say I brought a lot of bad energy my way, and growing up Haitian, growing up in Miami. This is the part where I hope your audience understands because it's gonna sound a little crazy. If
Yeah,
we ever meet in person or if we talk on the phone, I'll give you the full detail.
for sure.
But it was a lot of spiritual things going on, like dark energy,
Right.
and a lot of people in Miami uh, maneuver off of dark energy. I'm talking about real deal dark energy. You follow what I'm trying to say?
Yep. Yep.
Not just street dark energy, like spiritual dark energy.
Absolutely.
So, you got enemies and people are maneuvering off of dark energy. So not only is it street issues with the guns and people dying, but then people are also messing with dark magic.
Yep.
So, I had situations happen. My cousin ended up dying in a strange way. She had her baby, woke up, said, "Where am I? Why am I here?" Fell back to sleep, never woke up again. I had another friend of mine get shot up in the front of his yard.
Wow.
I started tripping.
Yeah.
And the long story short, again, I just remember one day, I'm going to give you two stories that made me say something's off. I was sleeping and my hand was like off the bed. And at that time, I was super paranoid, sleeping guns under the pillow type of time. So I heard my door crack open and I heard footsteps walking in my room. I could not move though.
Right.
And I felt something grab my hand because it was off the bed and it like just shook it. So as soon as it happened, Boom. I'm like, I'm I'm tripping.
Right.
So now I'm like, who's there?
Yeah.
So then I instantly grab my gun. I'm like, yo, who's here? I'm yelling. Now I'm living with my brother and my mama at the time. Nobody's there. Another night, I heard my door open again. And then I got up and I heard footsteps. I ran out to go see who it is. I run all the way. I go downstairs. It's my mom coming around the corner. I didn't know it's dark. So
Oh.
I boom, I pull my gun on my mom.
Wow.
My mom has coffee in her hand. She drops it. So from there, I'm like, oh, no, I'm tripping.
Man.
So then my last story, I told you I was gonna make it short. I'm trying my best to
Nah.
make it
Hey,
short.
hey, I'm on your time, so I'm I'm listening. I'm all ears right now.
My last story, I have this dream. If you want, I'll send you the picture of what I seen, bro.
Okay.
But when I tell you this dream was real life, this thing in this dream, bro. Matter of fact, Paul speaks. He says, I think the name is Paul says it in Corinthians. I'm gonna get it for you.
Yeah.
Paul said, I think he said Belbazar.
Okay. Yeah.
In Corinthians.
Yeah.
So I remember looking up Belbazar, and I just Googled what would he look like. Now you know people animate things on the internet,
Right.
so I'm expecting animation. But the pictures that I seen on the internet, bro, was the person who I seen in my dream.
Wow.
Now this thing is holding me like this, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking about covering my mouth and my nose, bro. And I felt like it was so real, bro. Like the thing held me with one hand in the air. And I just remember this thing telling me I'm gonna kill you. So I'm like, bro, I got no chance. Like, what is going on? Now, mind you, bro, I'm out here living wrong. I'm sleeping with other people's girls. I'm treating my girl bad. I'm scamming. I'm stealing people money, selling drugs, affecting the community.
Right.
Me and my homeboys, we all doing the shooting, and people actually dying by what we got going on. It's just dark energy around me.
Yeah.
So at that point, bro, I went to this church called Trinity Church, a real popular church in Miami. Bro, I probably had like 30,000 in cash. I'm talking about I'm just giving all my money away in the offering, bro. Any designer clothes I had, I gave it all away, bro.
Man.
I'm like, well, I don't know what's going on. I went to the altar call like 100 times, bro. But the issue is, I kept going right back to the strip club right after.
Right.
That's until my brother, who actually became a pastor, he was like, bro, what's going on? I said, bro, I don't know. But I need to go to God because something's going on right now. Spiritually, bro, is different. I know people have life-changing experiences where they almost died that made them go to God.
Right.
Or they went through a financial situation that made them go to God. But for me, it was a real deal. I felt like it was real deal spiritual warfare that was happening. And when you don't have God going through spiritual warfare, bro, you're helpless.
Right.
Absolutely. And I felt helpless. My anxiety was going crazy, bro. Like, just thinking about it now just makes me think, like, dang, bro, I was really tripping at the time. So from there, bro, I just started studying the Bible. I had to cut everybody off. I had to go ahead and leave the neighborhood. I gave up everything that I had, bro. Anything that came from dirty money, gave it up. Studied the Bible, got baptized, and kept going straight since. Don't get me wrong, bro. I fell. I got up. I fell. I got up. I fell.
Of course.
But I ain't go back to that life though.
That's amazing. And how old were you during that time? How long ago was that?
That was 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
I was 23.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 23. Actually, October 10th of this year is gonna make it year 11.
Wow, man. Well, congratulations on that, man, because that's huge. I know my walk has been like that too. It hasn't been a straight path. It's been kind of wobbly at times, but like you said, we don't go back. You know, we may struggle at times, but we always get through that struggle period. Like
Yep.
it's like a short period, sometimes a lengthy period. Cause like I relapsed after my dad passed. Like I was sober for over a year, alcoholism. I had kicked that finally. I was doing good, and then I made it a couple months, and then I relapsed, and it took me like another, almost probably another year to kick it again. And I can say happily now that I don't struggle with it anymore. Like it's not
Yeah.
even a thought anymore. And so, you know, to anybody out there who may be struggling in a season, hopefully it's just a season. You will get through it. Just lean on God, trust God. You're not probably gonna do it on your own, and you don't have to. That's the good news. You don't have to do it alone. And like you said before, or like you said, man, when you're dealing with spiritual warfare, you need God on your side. Like you need
For
God
sure.
because it's a spiritual battle. If it's flesh and blood, like I'm pretty sure you come from a where you can fight. Like you can fight, you can hold your own in physical
Yeah, I can put
form.
some hands on you.
Yeah, see, like you
Yeah.
can hold your own in physical, but when it's a spiritual battle, you're helpless. Like you said, you're helpless. You're defenseless. You can't do anything, no matter how good your hands are, no matter how good you know you can fight it or defend yourself. When it comes to spiritual warfare, you need the armor of God, and you showed that how important that was. Prior to that, were you always a believer? Like even though you weren't on the path of God, were you still a
Nah,
believer? No, really. So that completely changed your walk.
bro, I was like I said, Miami's different. I
Yeah.
never went to church ever in my life. The only time I went to church was actually it wasn't a church. It was a funeral. I went to my sister's dad's funeral.
Wow.
So, bro, I was listening to Tupac and Biggie. I'm like
Yeah.
4, 6 years old, 5 years old, cursing in the house. Like I grew up different, bro.
Right.
Like my
Right.
mama was with it.
Right.
Like we was fighting in the neighborhoods. We was that family that people knew who we were because they knew we was gonna hold our own.
Yeah.
But 5 to I don't know, man. Like it started early for me, bro. Like I really jumped off the porch when it comes to that lifestyle really early, bro. I probably was out there jumping in houses at like 8, 9,
Man.
and then you know I think I started selling drugs what 6, 7th grade,
Yeah.
and then going from there, I played some football. Playing football kept me out of trouble,
Right.
but then after football was over, it was right back on. So inside of strip clubs and clubs at like 17, 18, bro,
Yep.
16.
Yep.
That's just how it is. Like for other people, they'll hear that and they'll be like, "Dang!" But when you in Miami, bro,
Oh yeah. I can. Yeah.
you go to Miami right now, you'll see a Rolls Royce pass by you. It's a 17-year-old kid driving
Right.
in the middle of the projects, and you're like, "Bro, this don't even make no sense." Like, what is a Lamborghini doing in the middle of the projects, bro? Where the median income is 30,000. But that's how it is over there.
For sure. So when you saw the demonic energy, or you know that spiritual warfare coming from that side, the negativity, the demonic, so you already knew like there's got to be a God, like there's got to be a good side to this, and so you went to go find that.
Yeah. So strangely enough, bro, I had a Bible in my house.
Mm,
Strangely enough, bro, I read Genesis
mm,
without no context to what I was reading.
right.
One day, I still remember this day vividly, bro. I got suspended from school. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go read the Bible. I don't know what I was reading, but I just read it.
Right.
I always knew who Moses was,
Mm-hmm.
and I always knew who Jesus was.
Yep.
I didn't know nothing about the Bible though.
Right.
And even when I went out, I'll be like, man, God, I pray. God bless you. God bless my family.
Man,
I'm gonna go out tonight. God allow me to make it back home safe. That was always my prayers, bro. I'm gonna go out tonight. Allow me to make it back home safe.
yeah,
Now, mind you, I was praying to God for the bad too. Like, God, please let this play come through for me. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
But I was praying nonetheless, even though those prayers probably fell on deaf ears. But I was always praying.
Man, bro, like it's crazy because I mean, you hear so many different testimonies. Like you have a testimony, I have a testimony, and yeah, they're different in the way we got back here, but it's still a story to show you how God can pull you from any situation in any walk of life, no matter where you are, no matter how you're raised, no matter what your home life is or your lifestyle is. He can pull you from that, and it's just
Yeah,
amazing to see. That's why it really got me started doing a podcast, was because I love hearing different stories. I love hearing different testimonies, and just seeing, like I said, we came from different places and different walks of life, but we all came back to the same place. And
yeah,
it's just amazing to see, because I know I was always a believer. I grew up in church, but I strayed away from the church. Um, so I didn't really read the Bible and understand like really what the gospel was, and more in depth, I guess, cover to cover, until I was like 27. So like 5 years ago, like right when my dad passed, that's the first time I really listened to the Bible. I listened to it because I worked overnight. So I would throw on my headphones and just start from Genesis and go all the way through and start over and then kind of skip around. And so that was the first time where it started making sense. Like it wasn't like, okay, I know there's a Jesus, I know there's God, I know he died on the cross, I know he saved us from our sins, but what does that mean? Like, how did we get there? What caused it? And all that. And so it's like once I understood that, it like built me into this, man, God, I want to do something. Like, I wasn't doing music at the time. 2018, that's when I stepped away completely because I was falling off spiritually. And my dad had just passed away in 2019. I was like, I don't even have any desires to do music, but I wanted to do something and I didn't know what to do. And I just felt like music was pulling me back in, and I was like, okay, if I do music again, I'm doing it for God. Like, I don't want to write about anything else. I was married, so I didn't even want to do the love songs, and I mean like the broken hearted songs that I was doing. I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't care about lust anymore because obviously I'm married, so I'm in house with my wife. Didn't want to rap
yeah.
about that. Didn't care about money. Didn't care about none of that stuff. So I was like, I'm rapping about God. I'm doing music for God, and so that's what pulled me back into doing music again. I love music. I always have, but I was willing to give it up if it caused me to stumble, if it caused me to stray away from God. And ministry was something I never thought of, though. Like actually preaching to people and talking to people, sharing, and even one on one outside of cameras, like that's just something. I was very introverted, so I was kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that part, man. Like if you'd have told me about music, I'd be like, all right, I can maybe see that, but the ministry part was like, man, I don't know. And now to see where it's gotten to and how you connect with people, and it seems like every day I'm meeting someone, not just musically, but it's like you'll hear a testimony, so you'll reach out and be like, man, I feel you, and this is what I went through, and kind of give some advice. Then you develop a friendship and a brotherhood, and it's just amazing to see that. um
Yeah.
but yeah, man, so that's amazing, bro, just to see where you're at now. And all glory to God, man. I'm glad to see that you're in obviously a better place. And obviously I'm always praying for you and your family and anybody that's around you too.
Nah, I appreciate that, bro. And you have a ministry. I don't know if you have a physical ministry,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
everybody has a ministry.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody, through your day to day life, a lot of us, we're the Bible for a lot of people.
Yep.
They're never going to open it, but they're looking at us. They're looking at us through social media. They're looking at us in real life,
Yes.
and they seeing how we respond. They seeing how are we going to pick up, you know what I'm saying? Is you going to smoke the weed with them? What you going to do?
Right.
Because they going to offer you the weed.
Yep.
And they mind, they trying to see. You get what I'm saying? Like, let me see what he going to do.
Absolutely. That test.
Or let's say they're gonna put you onto the plate, and they're gonna be like, man, let me see what you're trying to do. But one thing I realize is, bro, like for real, the people who don't have God, they respect you so much more than you know.
Right.
And what you're doing, most likely the people who know you prior to you making gospel rap, Christian rap, inspirational rap, whatever you want to call it,
Right.
9 out of 10, bro, their respect level for you is so high because they see that you're doing something honorable. Because I know this time, I was just talking to my homeboy last week. Dude's still in the street.
Mm.
But the man telling me, bro, I appreciate what you're doing.
Right.
Because it's hard out here. He telling me what's going on. He like, bro, it's rough out here. But what you doing, bro, when I get to listen to it, I'm not gonna lie to you, kid. This is what he telling me, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, kid.
Yeah.
It do make me feel better when I listen to it, though.
Man.
So if my homeboy's telling me this, imagine the person who went on your Spotify, your Apple Music,
Right.
that you don't know about, but you're just helping them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Or imagine your homeboy that's not telling you that he's struggling, or your homegirl, your mom, dad, sister, and I'm speaking for everybody who's using their talent,
Absolutely.
mom, dad, sister, auntie, uncle, whoever, that are secretly listening to you. You're making their day.
Absolutely.
You're helping them spiritually.
Right.
That evil, because I feel like it's evil, because I feel like it drains you spiritually.
For sure.
The
Absolutely.
worldly music that you're listening to, it will drain you like crazy, bro. And when they get to turn on our music, I know I pray over my music.
Mm-hmm.
I pray for God to anoint the music so it can bless other people.
Man.
There's a difference, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I know you do the same.
Yes.
So I just think that is our ministry. And when we're out and about, we're actively living out our ministry.
Man. And I actually did an interview earlier today. I don't know if you know who P Rich is, but he's another CHH artist out of Oklahoma. And we were actually talking about it, like how important it is to plant seeds. Like you may go to a performance, and even if it's only 5 to 10 people in the crowd or a couple people, you may plant that seed into somebody's life, and they may go out and touch 100 people, 1,000 people. And even though you're not seeing it, like you said, because we don't see everything that goes on, and you planted that seed in their life, and they might be the ones that can carry it out and plant other seeds, and it just go and go and go.
Yeah.
So you just never know. That's why I was saying earlier too, man, I can't stop, like, because I always said if I stop now, that's it. I'm not coming back. There's no other, there's no stopping and starting again. Like I'm all in. I'm here, and I plan on being here for a long time. Obviously, there's no going back to the world, because unlike a lot of people who are younger coming into this space, who might have that in the back of their mind, like, man, I wonder what it's like out there. I know I can make more money out there or be more successful. I've already done that. Like I've been out there. Like I can be the first one to tell you there's nothing out there for you. Like you, I've been in the clubs. I've been in like the most raunchiest of places, like performing, and you never know what could happen. Somebody might have a gun in the crowd and pull it on you for whatever reason. And so like I've been in those places. Now it's like a totally different shift. Like you're performing at church events, all these family friendly, like my kids can go to my concerts now. Like that's such a blessing to have them there.
Your kids can listen to your music.
Bro, they can listen to the music. And even though most of my music was positive and they could still kind of listen to it, now it's something I want them to listen to. I want them to get that message. I can play your music for them. I can and that's all I listen to now is CHH and gospel. Like my wife likes country, so I might listen to some country here and there, but not anything else. Like no secular rap. I can't even hardly name you any secular artists that are, especially the new ones. I'm just so out of tune with it now. And coming into this space, it was like a whole new world for me. Like I knew some names, but like I hardly knew anybody. So I'm sitting there learning on the fly who all these CHH artists are, and learning their music, listening to like an artist a day, like their whole catalog, just to see what their vibe is, what their everything. And so it was like a whole new world. And even though I've been doing music for 14 years, I feel like I'm just now starting all over again. It's a beautiful thing. Like it really is.
Yeah, that's how I feel, bro. I do feel like I'm just now starting over again myself. But yeah, I agree with you 1,000%, bro. It's beautiful to be in this space. Uh, you don't live in that space of just competing
Man, yeah.
aimlessly.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like who I just seen uh no big deal. I just seen no big deal on what is it called? On the radar? I think it's
Yeah,
called on
I
the
saw
radar.
he was on there. Yeah, I saw he was on there.
Yeah, like for me, bro, like I was telling Nak, I'm like, bro, anything CHH is doing, every artist needs to support. Reason being is because this is going to open the door not only for CHH artists,
Right.
but for the church itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're gonna be able to touch more people. So even if you don't listen to it,
Yeah.
if it's CHH,
Yeah.
bro, get behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man, I love it, bro.
We were talking earlier too. Me and P. Rich were talking about like the importance, and we kind of touched on it, like the importance of not just the music itself, but the ministry part of it. And I think a lot of people, like we've seen, have been like, I'm an artist, but they don't really care, or they don't really talk about the ministry side of it. And do you think people kind of get lost in the music side and not really focus on the ministry side, or do you think people have a good balance as being a minister and an artist?
Yeah, man. For some, I think there's a difference, right? But I feel like when it comes to the ministry, bro, I personally look at ministry as a personal thing. I believe ministry is something where you get your 12, you get your group of people,
Mm-hmm.
and you minister to them. I do believe that there are some artists who understand how to balance the two because this is just me and my perspective. When you're an artist, yes, you are giving yourself, but you are still in the aspect of entertainment.
Okay.
But with ministry, you're in real life.
Right.
There's no beat that's going to turn on.
Right.
You're going to deal with someone's real emotions and someone's real struggles
Yes.
that you, as a minister of the word, you have to be able to spiritually connect
Right.
and be able to give God to he or she that needs to get God from you.
Yes.
So I do believe there are some artists that know how to balance the two,
Yeah.
but I do believe we are in a space where we have more artists coming out in CHH than we do ministers.
Okay.
I don't want to say it's unhealthy, but I can see where it can become unhealthy.
Right. I get that
Now,
too.
now what I would say is, and I guess this is just me giving people grace.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what people are doing in their personal lives.
Right.
I don't know if they're touching people in their personal lives. I don't know. Because you can have, let's just say, let me see, let me think of an artist, for example. Let's say 1K feud. You can have 1K feud an entertainer,
Right.
but then there's 1K feud a pastor that nobody gets to see.
Yeah.
But everybody who's around him, they know like he's really him.
Right.
And he's really ministering to them. He's really a light to them.
Absolutely.
So that can be a possibility too. And some people just choose to separate the two. Although you can minister through your music though, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
So I think you should always give God, but in my opinion, I think that you have to be a special person to be able to minister and make music at the same time.
Man, and it's crazy because it's like you said, it's different because, I've been in the studio sessions with other Christian artists, CHH artists, and they're praying like before they go on the mic, they're like, I'm gonna say a prayer real quick, and you can hear the prayer because they're in the microphone, and they'll pray, and then that's just stuff you don't see, like when you're
Yeah.
doing worldly music, because a lot of people, even though they're even though they're believers, they feel uncomfortable in doing that in front of other people because they don't know, how they are. And, in our
Yeah.
space, it's like, hey, I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray, whatever, whether you like it or not, I'm going to pray. And even at the video shoot, when we did the God's Hands video shoot, I was thinking it, but I was going to wait until the end of the shoot. And then I was going to have everybody come pray. And I can't remember if it was Few or Breeze, but one of them said it. They're like, hey, let's pray real quick. And so we're sitting there, I'm in the middle, Fuse on my left, Breeze is on my right. And I think I went first and I said my prayer, then they said theirs. And it's just so, it was just like, wow, man. Like you said, you don't see that side of some people, but when you see it, it's like, okay, like
Yeah.
this is real. And we all pray for pretty much the same thing. We hope this song blesses others. We hope this video blesses others. And like I say all the time, we obviously want to do well. Like in our space, we want to do well. We want to be successful, because we all want to support our families. We all have families to support. But at the end of the day, we just want to make an impact on somebody's life. We want to help somebody, whether that number be small or large. As long as we're
Yeah.
doing our part for the kingdom and the body of Christ, I think that definitely is the most important thing, and something that we definitely shouldn't and we can't lose sight of.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. I think as a CHH artist, you're a leader
Yeah. Yes.
because you do have influence.
That's the word we used earlier too. That's the word P. Rich used. Leader. Yeah.
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 And I think that as a CHH artist, if you're not necessarily a minister, I pray and I hope that all CHH artists are keeping people around them that can hold them accountable, and keeping people around them that can keep them grounded, and keeping people around them that can let them know, like, hey, you making your music become idle, bro.
Man.
Slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Check your heart.
Yeah.
For
Yes.
me personally, I have my wife who does that to me, and then I have an older brother who does that to me.
Okay.
They'll check me if they see I'm tripping.
Yeah.
But I do know that for me personally, I know I struggle with an ego. I know that I have to constantly go to God and ask God to check my ego, which is painful.
Yes.
I don't like getting checked by God, but He checks me.
Right.
But I just think that for CHH, we all need to be able to have that accountability.
Yes.
There's some people, I don't know if you know who's Reconcile, but when Reconcile was in Miami, Reconcile will hold like Bible studies. All the CHH artists in the city will go to his house. And again, that's one of those things to where the CHH artist will go to his house, but nobody posts about it.
Right.
So it is happening out there. I'm sure it's happening in the cities where everybody's at, people tapping in with each other, but
Yeah.
the internet just doesn't see it.
Man, it is a struggle sometimes. 'Cause I've done it. I'm guilty of the same thing, bro. Like you focus so much on the music that you forget to read your own Bible.
Yep.
You want to create, and you're trying to keep up with the content creation and make the videos, and there's only so many hours in a day, and we all have families, so they need our attention, and then we
Yep.
need our own time with God. We need our own family time with God to teach them and minister with them and raise our children to be godly children, because they're our most important priority. And so I've done that plenty of times, where I get frustrated at my family because I'm like, man, I need to go do something, in music or whatever, and it becomes an idol, and it becomes, you're putting music before everything else, even God.
Yep.
Even though you're
Yep.
doing music for God and for the body, you put music before your own personal relationship, and it kind of hinders your personal relationship and your time with God, because you're prioritizing music and getting lost in the music. Like I said before, we don't want to get lost in the music. We want to have the balance between music, ministry, family. Everything has, in order, in the proper order.
Yeah, bro. The balance is the hard part, I would say.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine as you continue to go up the ladder of musical success,
Right.
you have to become more and more disciplined with your balance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
with family,
Yeah.
with music,
Yep.
with your relationship with God, and building and strengthening and maintaining a relationship with God. So I can imagine that as you go up the ladder, it does get a little more difficult. But I do know that it is possible.
For sure. Sure, man. What piece of advice would you give to someone right now who may be going through something that you went through? Like what would help them get out of that? Like you were definitely blessed in your situation. And this will be the last thing I got for you, but to what would you give to someone who may not know Christ yet, but is probably going to seek him soon because they're going through some similar situations?
Man, start with prayer, find a church home, and let go.
Man,
Just let it go. Don't worry about how people gonna look at you. Don't worry about what people are gonna think. Don't worry about what's gonna happen next. Go to prayer, go to God, find you a strong church home, get into that word, and make yourself active into the body that you're in,
that's it.
and just let it go, bro. I think the number one thing that hurts most humans is the ego.
Man,
So a lot of times our ego doesn't allow us to submit or lower ourselves for people, and more importantly, God. Because I don't know, I guess we got this thing where we feel like we know more than God, or that our way is going to be the way that fixes it, when we just don't understand that it was never our way to begin with. We thought it was our way, but it was really God from the whole time.
absolutely. Absolutely. I get that 100%. And man, to anybody that's struggling right now, it's like he said, let go and let God. Let go and let God. And that probably is the hardest thing because we have so many things that we hold on to and we try to take with us, even when we're transitioning over to that narrow path and our godly walk. We try to bring some of the things with us, and sometimes we got to leave that stuff in the past. And I know you said you had to cut some people off. Sometimes it might hurt some relationships along the way, family, friends that you've known forever, um, personal possessions, things like that, man. And you might just have to start over completely. It may just be like when you come out of that water and you come up, it's like a whole new life. Like you just gotta, it's a new start. And I don't remember the verse exactly, but the old you is dead and a new creation is born again. And but yeah, man. So let go and let God. I definitely agree with that, man. Is there anything?
Yeah, man.
Is there anything you want to touch on? Anything you got coming up that we need to be looking out for?
Um, a whole lot of music. Um, I don't know when you're gonna show this. So
Yeah.
Friday,
Okay.
this Friday,
Okay.
we releasing another song. But depending on when you release it, it might be out already.
Right.
So that's me, Elston Nack Daniels. You got to tap in with Elston too, man. He official and Nack.
For sure.
But yeah, just a lot of music. I'm gonna make sure I'm touching a lot of people, man. And even with me and you, I'm hoping we could get in there, bro.
Definitely.
I'll definitely come to where you at, or if you want to come to the A, whatever the case may be, or if you even want to go take a little quick trip to Miami, bro, I'll meet you down there.
Hey, don't test me. You already seen what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to hit the road. I'll be on the flights. It's whatever for me.
Nah,
So
for sure. I'm telling you, bro. We could definitely. I know some more artists in Miami where we could tap in with. I don't know none of the Atlanta artists. I know probably a few, but I think they're not really active like that. But
man, Florida is definitely home to a lot of big CHH artists and independent CHH artists, some smaller ones too. Every time I tap in with somebody, it's like, yeah, I'm from Florida, Fort Myers, Florida, or
yeah,
Miami, or
yeah,
Tallahassee. I'm like, dang, like Florida's where it's at. Like a lot of people are from Florida. I've noticed that.
yeah, man. Florida's home, man.
Yeah,
Miami to be exact. You know, Miami and Florida, it's two different places, even though
man.
it's in the same state. But it's two different places, though.
Yeah, I usually don't get.
That's what I'll tell you.
I'm just going to Panama, so I'm going at the top of Florida, right there. I'm not going down.
Yeah, that's Florida.
That's
But I'm
Florida.
gonna tell you something, and I know people probably gonna hear this and be like, dude is nuts. But Miami and Florida are two different places, bro.
I can see that. I can see that.
Miami's a state of its own
Yeah,
within Florida.
a whole different culture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's different, bro. I love my city, bro.
man. The 305, right?
I love it, bro.
Hey man, y'all go check out Rio's music, man. His new single Honest is out. The EP with Nac Daniels, There's No Tomorrow. Man, that's my and that Invincible song, I'm telling y'all that's my jam. So I'm vouching for it heavy. And I hope to see a video coming soon, man, because I'm a fan of music videos still. I don't care what people say about videos being dead, man. I love videos. So
Yeah, man. They trying to kill the market, bro.
yeah, no, I'm definitely a video guy, so I definitely want to see some videos, and man, we can do some stuff through the email. I'll send you some stuff, you send me some stuff, and we'll work out something for sure.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you.
Most definitely. All right, y'all. Well, this has been another episode of the Stay Focused podcast. My guest, Rio 24K. Stay focused, and God bless y'all.